This is Jocko Podcast number 113 with Echo Charles and me, Jocko Willink. Good evening, Echo.
Good evening.
I instantly lifted my M4 as my eyes scanned the terrain above us. I knew without looking that John and the other guys were moving as soon as my weapon came up. Reno took off at a dead sprint and disappeared 20 feet to our left. Seconds afterward, screams came from the area. I moved forward, scanning the environment as I moved, wanting to come to Reno's aid as soon as possible, but unwilling to leave behind my tactical sense. I heard 3 shots ring out as a Taliban fighter tried to exit the shallow cut that they had been hiding in. His companion was locked in a fight with Reno. The dog was destroying his opponent, blood quickly covering the man's clothes. I called Reno out of the fight and squeezed off several rounds as the man reached for his weapon. We quickly searched the area before moving on, our pace even quicker than before. The gunfire for sure had given away our position. Legs and lungs burned, the elevation taking its toll as we finally reached our destination. Sitting on the edge of that mountain, waiting for our ride, I looked back at the last few hours. I patted Reno's head. Twice tonight he had saved my life. Twice I owed him yet another debt of gratitude. His body shivered slightly as the cold wind bit into him. Now that we weren't moving, the cold settled quickly. I pulled off my coat and wrapped him in it, pulling his body against mine to keep him warm. Tonight he had saved my life. Tonight he had saved my brother's lives. And that is a little excerpt from the book Trident Canine Warriors. My tale from the training ground to the battlefield with elite Navy SEAL canines by Mike Ritland, a SEAL who ended up working with dogs, training dogs, and eventually starting a company called Tricos International that trains dogs for the most elite forces in the world. And that was an excerpt that was from an operator talking about one of the dogs that Mike had trained. And Mike's written 2 other books besides Trident Canine Warriors. He also wrote Team Dog and Navy SEAL Dogs, which is a book aimed at teenagers. And tonight we are lucky enough to have Mike with us on the podcast to talk about how the hell he ended up doing what he is doing.